Welcome to Life, the podcast that dives into life. It's open to life. We discuss and talk about the good, the bad, the ugly. My name is Adam Farrell, and I'm here with my co-host, Steve Ballard. Hello, welcome to Life Podcast episode number 9. We're joined here today with Ryan Johnson, who plays for Sheffield Eagles.
Yeah, it's great to be here.
How are we doing? You all good?
Yeah, I'm good, thank you. How are you too?
I'm all good.
I'm all good.
Week.
Great, yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Busy week.
That's what we like to hear.
It's
Busy
not.
weeks are a good week.
It's not when you're training, tired, arms and aching, getting home late, not having much sleep. It's a bit of a struggle, but it's part of
The life of
lifestyle.
a rugby player,
Yeah,
The
yeah.
life of a rugby player.
It is.
So, we'll go right back to when you were small, little. Where did your influence and your enjoyment and things like, where did you get into rugby? How did you get into that? Where did it come from?
Well, my family are pretty big into rugby. I didn't actually get into rugby until I was about 10, 11, so I was quite late getting into it, and then I played 6 or 7 years before I got picked up, and honestly when I started playing I was terrible. I could not catch.
You think 10 years old is late?
Quite late, yeah. My brother started playing at 3.
Right, okay.
Not like contact, just
Yeah,
like
touch.
the
Touch
skills
rugby,
and stuff
yeah.
like that. Usually start playing, I might have been older than 10 actually. I think I might have been 11, 12. How old are you when you start year 7? That's 11, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'll have been year 7 when I started.
Did you start at school or was it?
No. None of the schools in Hull are real big on rugby because obviously it's contact sport, and in primary school there's a lot of limits on what you can do. It's more when I started secondary school because they played union, so I started doing that. Then my dad got me into rugby and I started playing for Hull Wyke and just progressed from there really before I went to FC and then Sheffield Eagles. So,
Wow.
How old are you now?
21.
21.
So it's all really happened then in the space of about 10 years, hasn't it, really?
Pretty much, yeah.
So in 10 years, you've literally gone from... are Sheffield Eagles classed as professional or semi-professional?
Semi-professional.
Semi-professional.
Yeah.
So they all have, obviously, various other jobs and things outside as well. I thought it was semi-professional. So what was boring about Union, and why is it that you prefer League?
I think it's because I was playing wing for Union and
Right.
I just wasn't getting much of the ball, but it's a very forward-dominated sport is Union, so it's a lot of rucking and mauling, and when you're still on the wing, when you're not very knowledgeable about the sport, it's hard to get involved because you're just sort of watching and waiting for it to happen. But with Rugby League, because I played it for a longer amount of time, I knew what was happening and I could go with the flow of the game, so I could get involved more. So it's just knowing the game, really, because I was more knowledgeable at Rugby League, I just knew more about it and got involved more.
Fair enough. Did you? I'm assuming your dad used to take you to watch and
Yeah,
things like
yeah.
that as well. So you kind of, so like you say, you grew up in that family,
Yeah.
orientated. So how long did you play for the younger side for before joining Hull FC?
I think I finished about 2018, 2019, then went to academy from there. So it was quite a while I was at the club. I'm still involved now coaching and stuff like that. So.
Yeah. You said earlier on, didn't you, that you've come straight from here from coaching. So is it those that you coached?
No, tonight I work for Hull FC, so
right.
I'm still involved with the club there, working for the foundation. So they're going to primary schools and try and teach rugby league to kids,
Right.
get them involved in doing stuff like that. So that's where I do that, and then all of my stuff that I do for Hull Wyke is voluntary. So that's my brother's team. I coach them. They're doing quite good at the moment. They're in the quarterfinals for the Yorkshire Cup next Saturday.
Oh, that's good.
And they won it the last time it was on, but I think that was a couple of years ago now.
What age are them?
They're 16s now. They won it at 14s, then they had the year out 15s, obviously because of COVID, and you weren't allowed to do sports. So, so I'm doing that now, and I'm enjoying that really. But it's just finding the time with training part time and stuff like that. So
Yeah. So then, obviously, you progressed then onto Hull FC. Did they scout you, or is it just that you kind of got to an age where you couldn't play for the team before, and they were like the next step
I can still play for Wyke. I got scouted when I was 18. I went to City of Hull Academy, which was Hull KR and FC merged together.
And that's a rugby academy, isn't it?
Rugby Academy, yeah. But they folded after my year there was the final year of that club, and then they separated to FC and Rovers again for the youth. So I went to FC Reserves from the academy, and then moved on to Sheffield with COVID because the reserve system, it's just been put back in place the last couple of weeks. So I went to Sheffield for that year, so I didn't miss a year of rugby. So I just wanted to develop and do as best as I could.
Yeah. Where do you play now? What's your position now?
Centre.
Play centre for Sheffield Eagles?
Yeah.
Right. Do you prefer wing? Centre?
No.
Are you fussy?
I prefer centre. I didn't really play much wing for Rugby League. That was more union. I played fullback at academy, but there's just too much running at fullback. Not fit enough for that.
Now, I mean, I want to touch a bit on the rugby fitness because I think that, tell me if I'm wrong, but arguably they're one of the most all-round complete athletes in the world.
Yeah.
I really do think that about rugby players. So I have to say, you have to excuse my voice. I was supporting a friend at a boxing match at the weekend and I got a little bit too overexcited. But yeah, well done, Stuart. I know you watch our podcast, mate, so well done for that. The voice is still a bit croaky, so it's majority going to be Adam asking the questions today, but
attempting to ask questions.
But yeah, it fascinates me the fitness and the endurance and the strength of rugby players. I was just thinking on the way, it's like how do you train a body to become that in tune with every aspect of fitness? Because you a strong man will be useless on a rugby field.
Yeah.
It's all strength with them, though.
A bodybuilder will be useless. You know, a marathon runner, they've got the endurance and the fitness, you know, that'll blow most people out of the water. They'll be useless on a rugby. It's one of the most complete sort of. It's like the MMA of the sporting physical contact world, isn't it? Mm-hmm. What's the sort of like typical training week for you then? Like split like cardio, strength, etc. How does that work?
Currently, with pre-season, we have quite a lot of fitness. We have 3 sessions a week, and then I think 1 week a month we have 4 sessions. So we train on a Sunday. So Tuesday we usually have about half an hour of fitness, but it varies from week to week. So.
What's yours typical like strength training program, or do you go to the gym, or is it all?
We do a gym session. We're meant to do 4 or 5 a week, depending on how many.
Gym sessions alone.
Yeah.
On top of your 3 training sessions as well.
Yeah. So we do most of the gym sessions when we train, but the aim is for 4 or 5. It depends because obviously people work, so it's fitting it in. But at the moment I'm a hypertrophy, so I'm trying to gain the weight, so it's just more reps, heavier.
You're trying to bulk up.
Yeah. So it varies from person to person, but I'm doing about, I think, 10 to 12 reps of like a heavy weight for 4 sets, just to try and just make my body hurt, basically.
For 4 reps, so 10 to 12 reps?
10 to 12 reps for 4 sets.
In your world, is that quite a low rep range?
Not really. We try and aim for around 4 to 6, but go heavy. Yeah. So it depends from person to person, because obviously backs are going to do less weight than a forward, so they try and vary the variety of things.
Yeah, because it's all depend. Like you build yourself for your position, don't you? When it comes to rugby, because obviously you need your smaller people to run that have got more. I'm assuming they're the ones that you pass it. That's because when you watch them, they pass it down the line.
Yeah,
so it starts in the centre and you pass it down the line to your wings, and your wings then run it round. I'm assuming that's the mentality kind of aim to it, and they then go and score your tries. So you're playing on the wing. You kind of a lot of the time sat waiting around for the ball to get to you to then go and score the try. Yeah. And then your bigger lads are the ones that are in the middle that do all the, they're the kind of power and the meat and the driving force.
Yeah.
And what do you weigh now? What are you looking at getting up to?
I'm about 92 now.
92k?
Yeah.
Are you really?
The goal is about 95, but I can't hold weight.
I know that feeling.
Yeah. No matter how much I eat, it just bends away quick. I think it's because I have an active job as well. So I'm training and doing an active job, so I'm having to eat maybe 5,000 calories to actually put weight on, and it's a struggle to do that.
100%.
Yeah.
I can totally agree with that.
Yeah, it's not nice, is it?
With that one. Is that what you're aiming for a day, 5,000?
Roughly. Whether I get that, it's a different matter, because sometimes you just don't want to eat.
Yeah. What's that, eating 6-7 times a day?
Basically, yeah. when I can.
And that's a lot of bloody food, isn't it?
Yeah.
That is a heck of a lot of food.
It's awful. It's awful.
I won't even like to... I dread to think.
Yeah, it sort of takes the enjoyment out of eating, but you have to do it.
Do you eat for pleasure or eat for purpose? You can't do both. That's what I found anyway through everything I've done. You can't eat for pleasure and purpose.
Yeah.
Nobody wants 5 eggs first thing in the morning and porridge, but you've just got to do it.
Yeah.
You've got to do it.
So if I had 5 eggs and porridge in the morning, that'd be me done while tea time.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, my bulking programme, 2 hours later it's a tin of tuna and rice. 2 hours after that it's jacket potato, chicken breast, broccoli.
See, how do you physically eat it? Because if I'm full, I can't eat.
Depends how much you want to go.
Yeah, but I can't eat. It makes me sick.
You can.
I feel physically sick.
You can. But yeah, you sat at home, sat on your arse not doing it. Yeah, of course not. But if you're banging in like an hour leg session, mate, you're starving the day after.
Yeah.
You are. Most people put high like red meat and high fat meats into the back and leg days. Do you do anything like that?
Not really. I'm not big into meat. Like I don't like fatty meats. I'm real strange, so I tend to just go for like turkey and chicken and stuff like that. So I don't eat red meat that often. I eat it sometimes, but not as often as I eat like white meats. So I don't really follow the science behind which meat should be eaten and when. I just eat.
It's just high calorie meat into it, red meat, and that's what everyone chucks into after the sort of like the heavy sessions. So what if you're training 4 times a week in the gym, 4 or 5 times a week? Have you got certain muscle groups you train each day, or do you do a push and a pull and a leg day, or do you focus on your
The
legs?
sessions at the moment are they're about being efficient with your time. So there'll be a couple of leg exercises in there, and then there'll be an upper body, but it varies from session to session.
And then these programmed for you by your coach.
Yeah. So each session it has a bit of everything. So you're working your full body at once. Because obviously we're partnered with the University of Sheffield. Our S&C coach works for them, so he's tried to do it as efficient as possible. So we're working everything, but we're not using as much time because we don't have a lot of time. That's the problem with part-time rugby.
Yeah. Have you got views to turning pro, and is that something you're chasing?
That's every rugby player's goal, to go full-time. But it's whether that happens. I'm happy at Sheffield. I've just signed 3 years there.
Have you?
Yeah. So
nice.
hopefully over the next 3 years we can do big things at the club with a new stadium and bring more people into Sheffield to watch it.
Yeah, I mean, again, like I said before, forget my ignorance on local rugby and rugby league in general. What sort of position are Sheffield Eagles in? In league format, or
they're in the Championship currently, which is the 2nd division,
right.
just below Super League, which is top, and then
is that where you Leeds Rhinos and
Leeds
stuff
Rhinos
like that?
are in Super League.
Yeah, I was just going to say that Super League.
Yeah, so last year we finished. We didn't have a fantastic year, but we didn't do bad. I think we finished maybe 10th or 11th. I can't remember. But this year, I think we'll push.
You're pushing promotion this year?
Maybe not this year, push promotion, but we'll push maybe the top 8.
Top 10.
I think we'll have a good year this year.
No,
From what we've trained like and the squad that we've got, it just depends on that first game. You set the tempo for the season really when you play.
When's the season start for you?
30th of January, I think.
Is it?
So it's an early start this year because I don't think we started till the end of February last year. But I think that was just getting everything with COVID sorted and all the regulations in place. 30th of January, and then we're back into it for the year.
Will you make any more changes to your sort of diet and your training in the last, what we got now, what date is it, 9th? You've probably got about 6 weeks until until kick-off.
Yeah, when the season starts I'll probably eat less because I don't like feeling real like bulky, and you feel full, don't you, while you're doing cardio when you're eating a lot, so I don't like feeling like that when I'm playing. You want to feel light so you feel fresh and you can move. But obviously, I'm still going to have to eat high to keep that weight on. It's just finding the right balance of what I can eat and keep the weight.
I suppose that's what your coaches are for and everything like that, isn't it?
Yeah.
Is it one coach for the whole team? Is that how it works?
We've got about 5 coaches doing different things. So we have
I'm going to say they'll have different roles, won't they? So one will coach you in one aspect of the game, another one will coach you in one side of your physical thing. That's
we've got like backs, forwards coaches, attack, defence. Like obviously head coach Mark, Then we've got our S&C coaches. So we've got everything at the club, really, everything that you need to like develop as a player and improve.
Do you have psychology coaches?
We do. We've had talks about psychology, and they are available if you need them, but I've never needed it, and they don't give them to everyone because obviously it's very personal, isn't it? And you need to one-on-one, and that's, again, time. You don't have time to speak one-on-one that often. So,
What sort of split have you got per week for time then? How much time do you dedicate to your rugbying yourself to work?
usually, Monday I have a gym session on my own. Tuesday we train together and I do a gym session. Wednesday we train. Thursday today I usually have off. That's the only day of the week. Like the actual working week that I have off. Then Friday we train. Saturday I usually do a gym session, and then Sunday I have off, but we occasionally train on a Sunday, so it just depends on the week.
So you're looking at anywhere between 10 and 20 hours
Basically,
for
yeah.
rugby alone.
Yeah.
And what do you do for your normal job?
Just coaching rugby, so it's still rugby, but obviously I'm not training, I'm coaching kids, but you still get involved and run around, so that's where more calories are being burned. But
Yeah, you don't realise, do you?
No.
So literally your entire life is revolved around the sport.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah. Other than your university, because you're at university, aren't you?
Yeah, doing media.
Yeah.
That's very distant from the rugby, but obviously your life's caught up doing rugby and working on your diet. It's hard to find the time to do both. But my full family's rugby orientated because my brother's playing for Hull FC. He's scholarship, and my dad coaches that age group as well. So we're just rugby mad basically. So we all get involved and we all enjoy it. And obviously my brother's aspirations are to play high. Hopefully he can come to Sheffield with me and we can play together. But
That'd be nice.
What's age gap?
he's 15, 10, he's 16 in April, and I'm 21. So not a massive age gap.
I suppose that's big in youth rugby.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
massive, isn't it?
There's a lot of development. Like compared to me, I've hit all my development. I'll get bigger, but I've gone through puberty and everything. He hasn't yet, so he's still getting bigger. But he's taller than me. He's gonna be. But my mum and dad are short, and where I'm 6'3", I think he might be 6'2". He's round there. Hopefully he doesn't grow any more because I don't know what I'll do if he's bigger than me.
That'd be nice. They're both on the same team, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I'd like that.
Yeah, I bet that would be good. So, why could you tell me? Because this is something I've never quite understood. Why is it that teams like your Sheffield Eagles are actually playing? Because in rugby terms, that it's literally like you said, playing for a championship side in terms of like, for example, Sheffield United or Wednesday or whatever it might be. Similar kind of thing. It's just a rugby alternative. Why is it then that you only are semi-professional and you don't actually play professionally full time?
I think it's to do with the league. Obviously, I think there's only 2 or 3 teams that are professional in that league at the moment. So it's all to do with money, basically. If you can't afford to be full time, you're not going to. I think the aspirations for the future are to go full time for the club, but it's just obviously how well we do and how much money comes into the club. So obviously it's a difficult.
I'm assuming it's easier for Super League teams to get there because obviously they can obviously charge more admission prices and more for season tickets, and I'm assuming your crowd gets bigger. You mentioned as well about a new stadium. At the moment, are you playing keep mode?
We were last year. This year we've got about 7 away games on the bounce.
Right.
And then we're going back to the stadium hopefully for about.
Which stadium is that?
The Olympic Legacy Park.
Where's that one?
It is.
I'm never.
I'm not great with areas in Sheffield. I go into Sheffield and I leave. That's about it. So we go in. The best way to describe it is, do you know where the IKEA is?
Meadowall and IKEA.
Yeah. We follow it down the road, and then you get to. There's 2 roundabouts, isn't there? And then is it the arena, the Sheffield?
Yeah,
Arena?
Sheffield Arena, because Don Valley used to be just past there. On the left.
I think it is where Don Valley was. I don't know.
Is it near there then? So
it might be
similar kind of site.
Is it the university gym, like the Sheffield? It's where I'm
Institute of Sport.
That's it. It's next to
Sheffield.
that.
So it's all Don Valley side then, basically. Because I know last time I went and saw a Sheffield Eagles game, it was at Don Valley. That's how long ago it was since I've been.
Yeah.
I used to go when I was little. When, like, I think I went from being about 13 up until I was about 15, 16. And I went near enough to every single home game going. Because I was a ball boy at the time.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, I did, yeah. And that was the last time, really, that I'd say I saw a game and properly followed it. So, yeah, and then I think it were a year or two after that, they knocked it down, I think. And then they were like, as if, or it might have been a year or two after, but I know they knocked it down.
Yeah.
I was absolutely gutted when they knocked it down. But yeah, I didn't realise it were being built again as a stadium again.
Yeah, it's looking good, to be fair. They've got one stand at the moment. I think in the future they're planning on building one on the opposite side, but they're trying to get this main bulk of it done. So it's having that identity in Sheffield again, because obviously we've been playing in Doncaster. Doesn't feel like you're a Sheffield club, so playing back in Sheffield, it'll bring more fans, hopefully. And
it's one of the reasons why I've not been to any games or anything. One, because I didn't know whereabouts they were playing anymore.
Yeah.
It were only about 2 years ago that I found out it was Keep Mo. And it's one of them. For me, you're a Sheffield team. I'll go and see you in Sheffield, kind of thing. And I don't know. It sounds daft, but I'm assuming there's other people that are similar minded, and it is a case of they'll come back when you're back at Sheffield again.
Yeah, it'll be good this year when we're back, because obviously more fans will come, hopefully. And when you're actually playing in Sheffield, you belong. It's like where your home is, and it means more to you.
Yeah,
more of a buzz.
In
front of your home fans.
Yeah. So that's the goal for this season, to have that buzz around the team and around the squad. But it helped us travelling to Doncaster, because obviously it's closer to Hull. Other than that, I'd prefer to play Sheffield. Yeah.
So what kind of capacity crowd do you know? The new stadium? What kind of capacity is it going to hold? Do you know?
Roughly, I think I don't know whether it's 2,000 or 3,000.
That's not bad.
It's not bad.
That's not bad.
And when the other stand's built, it'll be more. So there's the one stand at the moment, and there's areas to stand around the pitch. But I don't know. When it's built, we'll find out more.
Yeah.
It depends how many seats they can fit in, but I think around 2,000 to 3,000.
What's the biggest crowd you've played in front of?
I think it was when I played Academy. We played before St Helens Warrington, and I think there's about 6,000 fans there. Not to watch us, obviously, but towards the last 10 minutes of the game, they all started to pile in, and it was quite a surreal experience. When you're playing, you don't realise, and then the game ends, and you look around, and you're like, wow. So yeah.
But it's an amazing feeling when you get, you know what I mean, especially like when you do something like this, you know, something big, or score a try or whatever it might be, and then you just hear that roar, kind of come up and hit you like a brick wall, I'm assuming.
Yeah, it's quite crazy, to be fair. I've never played in front of like a massive following for my own club, because obviously when I was at Doncaster, we was getting a decent amount of fans, but it's a big stadium, so it looks really empty. But just the few Sheffield fans that come, because there's maybe like 400 or 500 that go, they're loud, you can hear them, so there's a good following of the people that go. So if they can build on that for next year, it'll really push the team forward, because I think when you've got that support from other people, you play better.
Yeah, I don't think any team's a team without fans.
Yeah,
true. They're not.
Yeah.
Don't matter what it is.
I agree.
I agree. No.
Fans make it.
Yeah,
they make the experience.
You get it for the fans.
The buzz.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course you do. Of course you do.
No, I've been to a big stadium for years. Years.
I'm trying to think last time I went to one. Not an overly massive stadium, I don't think. Oh no, MK Dons. That was the last big stadium I went to when I went to see Ramstein. That was packed.
I mean, sporting.
Oh, sporting.
Event,
I went to see Sheffield Steelers not so long ago.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
never been to ice hockey. Oh, yeah, I've seen Steelers.
Yeah. It is a bit of a buzz when you get in there, but we being inside as well. It's really loud in there, and I'd say I think there were 6,000 in there. I think.
Yeah.
When I went to see Steelers, roundabout. But yeah, like I said, you guys will definitely get there though. You know, especially like you said, when you go back to Sheffield, new stadium, people are going to want to come and see new stadium. They're going to want to see what it's all about. So in terms of you and your like kind of sporting career, you've signed a 3-year contract now with Sheffield Eagles.
Yeah.
We've talked a little bit about your fitness. Have you thought about what you're going to do towards the back end of your kind of like Sheffield Eagles kind of career? I mean, are you finishing with Eagles? Are you looking at aspiring to move further forward, or?
I think the aim is to stay with the Eagles because I want to grow with the club.
Yeah,
I want to
That's nice.
develop.
Yeah, that
with
is
them.
nice. I think I'm assuming now you've kind of like found what they say your home,
Yeah,
where
yeah.
you feel comfortable.
Well, they give me an opportunity when like everything broke down for Rugby League, when the reserve system folded. So they gave me the opportunity to develop, and they took a shot on me because I was pretty unknown. Like, I wasn't a big name or anything. I was just a kid who sent an email saying, I'm not playing rugby anymore. Can you give me an opportunity? And they replied and said, yeah.
Wow, that's incredible.
Is that it? Just an email?
Yeah, just an email. I sent a few emails out to clubs because I wasn't sure what I was going to do. All I knew is I wanted to carry on playing Rugby League. And then Mark replied, and then everything happened from there. So
Nice.
I developed and played that first season with them and enjoyed every moment of it. So hopefully that 3 years can turn into more.
It'd be nice.
Mm.
It'd be
Be
nice.
good.
Do you follow Union at all? Any aspect?
I watch it if it's on TV.
Like
I
Six
don't-
Nations and stuff, do you?
Yeah, I watch a lot of the international,
Yeah.
but I don't purposely like. If there's a game on at weekend, I won't go. I can't wait to watch that. It'll be I'll sat at home. It's on TV, so I'll
Oh, really?
flick it
Even
on.
with the international stuff?
Yeah. If England play, obviously I'll watch it, but
Yeah.
some of the other countries I won't bother. I quite like the internationals in Union though, because it's a different speed. It's quite fast paced, and I do enjoy
you see,
watching that.
I don't know. I couldn't say. The speed, I don't watch any other rugby union apart from international, so I don't really know what the other speed's like.
I think obviously because international's like the best of the best, and it's got that different energy to it. People are proud to play for the country, and I feel like it just pushes. It's a really fast paced game. I enjoy watching the sevens. When it's 7-a-side, that's really good because
That's quite fast.
it's fast paced as well, isn't it? And it's just very skillful, and that's the best part about rugby for me. I like the skill. I don't like when they're scrumming and like doing the line outs and stuff. It doesn't interest me that. But
No.
there's people out there who enjoy watching that stuff.
Yeah, definitely. It's so skillful. So skillful rugby players. I think they're really underestimated, especially in the financial sort of side of it.
Mm.
It's obviously you're going to be a bit biased because you're a rugby player yourself, but I can't get my head round. I mean, I've not sat and spoke to a semi-professional footballer, but in my head, I don't think they've got the same kind of regime you guys have got.
No.
They can't. They're not in the gym lifting weights, weight after weight. They're not running K after K. Obviously, they run, but you know what I mean. And why do you think that is financially? Why do you think? So what sort of Wigan, Leeds Rhinos, whatever? What sort of their like wage for them sort of players?
I think probably at Wigan, the highest paid player might be on about 500 grand a year. And then obviously Championship's nowhere near that.
No.
I don't know if there'll be anyone anywhere near that, but it's definitely a big difference.
So sort of top line is about 500 grand.
Yeah, I'd say so. About that. In Australia, it'll be more than that. But
Still, it's a massive amount of money.
yeah.
But in comparison
Yeah.
to like these 100 grand a week, or I don't know what they're on there, 120 grand a week, something like that.
Footballers depends if you've got people
That's
like
right, we're talking top line.
yeah.
We get
If
500 grand a
you're
year.
talking like Messi and people like that, they 300 and odd grand, 300 and odd thousand a bloody week or something stupid.
What do you think of these ponces? I'm going to call them ponces. I don't know if that's PC or not, but they're all about, don't they, on the floor?
Yeah.
That's why I've lost all interest in football. I just cannot be doing with it. I don't like screaming at the telly when I'm sat watching, relaxing.
Yeah.
What do you guys? You guys must take the piss out of this.
I like watching most sports because I think it's finding that comparison between other athletes and how they train and what they need to do in their lifestyle. It's good to compare it to what you're doing, but I don't have any interest in football. It doesn't.
No, but I mean, you guys as rugby players, when you see somebody and they go down screaming, it's like in your head. I rage at home,
Yeah.
and
No,
I'm
it
not
does
a
your
rugby
head in.
player, so I don't know how you must feel. You guys must get tackled hard,
Yeah.
but you get up and you chase the person back. What do you think this mentality is?
I don't know. I think if every time that you got tackled in rugby, you rolled around like a footballer when they get tackled, the game wouldn't
You won't
start.
have a place on the team.
No.
I don't think, would you?
The game would last maybe about 4 hours if every time someone got injured.
So it'd be more like American football.
Yeah. So,
do you watch American football?
Occasionally. It's on too early in the morning for me, so I don't get to watch it that much. But I watch the highlights and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I do enjoy it.
Yeah, I like American football. It's a brilliant game.
Yeah.
It's so competitive and...
It's long though, isn't it?
Oh, God, yeah. Have you ever been to an American football game?
No, I want to. I want to go to it when they play at Tottenham.
Well, they play at Wembley and stuff like that as well. Yeah. I went to see Miami Dolphins and New York Jets.
Yeah.
Absolutely amazing. It's like 3 to 4 hours for the game, and it does not feel like 3 or 4 hours when you're there. It goes so quick.
From seeing Green Bay Packers, he went to America to see that.
Yeah.
He's obsessed with it. Yeah. Obsessed with them. It's quite a few people. It's not uncommon.
Oh no, there's loads of people now that are
nowadays with Sky Sports and everything like that. It's obviously you get the beauty of worldwide sports in your home, don't you?
Yeah.
So who's your biggest sort of like sporting idol inspiration? Have you got one?
I don't know if I do have one. Like,
it doesn't have to be rugby, just athletics in general.
I don't really have like an athlete that I follow.
Nobody you look up to.
Me. I'd say my dad is the person that I look up to because he's the one who got me into rugby. So he didn't play professional or anything. He just played rugby for the fun of it, and that's how I got introduced to it. And obviously, it's worked out as a career path, and like I thank him for that all the time because he's pushed me into not pushed me, but he's introduced it to me. Yeah,
he's exposed you to it.
He's done the same to my brother, and obviously we've led into me playing semi-professional and my brother potentially going along that path with me.
That's smart, that one.
Yeah. But other than that, I don't have like an actual athlete that I look up to or I'm inspired by.
No.
It's weird. I think a lot of people do, but I just... there's no one that...
I've got several.
Yeah.
I've got several people that inspire me, and I don't know why.
See, I won't necessarily... I'm a bit like you. I won't say necessarily it's always... I mean, there is sporting people out there that do inspire me, but not... For me, inspiration comes more from people like musicians inspire me more than anything else, I think.
Yeah.
But I'm quite big into my music, and I like listening to my music. Lyrics, the talent that they have... I don't know. When I sit and listen to music, that's one of my ways of venting. And
you get inspired by the music, can't you? But actual inspired by that particular artist.
Yeah. Do you not? When it comes to music?
Not really.
I do. You know, like people like Hans Zimmer and people like that. You know, the music that they write, and when you sit and you listen to it, it is inspirational. And you've got people like that. You've got motivational music as well. Like, I have a motivational playlist on my phone, and it's all like, "I'm a motherfucking beast." The lyrics and stuff like that. When you're listening to it, they do motivate you, and they make you want, to do more.
That's not a person, is it?
No, but the people that write them.
That's sort of like a byproduct of that person.
Yeah, I suppose, but it's still fitting, isn't it?
No, not at all. I'm asking for inspirational people.
All right,
people that inspire you.
I'll shut up then.
What's your musical bag? Are you into music?
I listen to it.
What's in your headphones when you're training?
When I'm training, I'm quite weird. I'd listen to quite like slow music.
God, we like weird.
So like most people in the team listen to like rap while they're training. I listen to more like indie stuff, like the Wombats and.
And that mumble rap shit. What's that about?
I listen to that occasionally, but
really?
Yeah. Well, it depends. Like when it's too mumbly and you can't understand.
I don't get it.
No.
I think I'm just showing my age. I feel like an old man.
It depends on. If it's people like 50 Cent and Snoop Dogg.
That's not mumble rap.
Yeah, that's what I mean. They're like. They're like the pinnacle G. But if it's, I don't know, Lil Wayne or whatever his name is.
What's him? Oh, them lads go. The one that looks like fucking pineapples.
Oh, Dappy.
No.
They just sung that song. It's not viral. Is it Island Voice?
Yes.
Like that? Yeah.
Oh no, you've lost me. I don't know any fucking.
The voice has gone. What are them guys about? Ain't you seen it?
No.
Wow.
They're quite crazy.
This is the sort of stuff that I think is wrong with society. I mean, it started by mumble rap.
Yeah.
I think.
What the fuck's mumble rap?
To be fair, them Island Boys.
No.
Oh, who's a mumble rap artist? What's his name?
don't know.
Oh, I've got the song in my head. It's not coming out of my mouth though.
No, you've lost me.
No, anyway, carry on. Carry on.
Fucking mumble rap.
Yeah,
I've heard it all now.
It's shit.
It's basically it's what it says on the tin.
There's people that mumble.
Yeah.
Bitches, hoes.
Yeah. Basically, that is it.
You get about 10 words for a whole song.
That's
I don't think even subtitles can keep up with that, to be honest with you. No, it really
Oh,
is. It really
dear.
is awful stuff. But yeah, I'm just interested in music, mate. So I didn't know what you went through and what you listened
I've
to.
had the same playlist for about 3 years.
Have you?
I just listen to
It's
the
not a
same
big part of your
music.
life, then, music, really.
No. I listen to it in the car, but when I travel with people, we tend to speak more than listening to the music. I like going to live music, but I'm not big into going to bands that I follow. Like, I'd rather just go see someone completely random. I quite like that. And then with my girlfriend, we go to what she likes, like Ariana Grande, Harry Styles, like that. I'll just go.
Oh no.
I'll say, oh yeah, I enjoyed that, but I don't know.
You didn't.
Some of it I enjoyed. Some songs.
She's
but I
going
don't
to
like
watch
all
this, you
of
know.
it. But she's watching it. I loved it. It was great.
It's boyfriend pointing.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, going to something that you don't really like, but you'll keep going.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's all good.
No, not for me.
No.
I couldn't go and see someone like Harry Styles or
So we
something.
haven't been to see him yet. That's this year. It got cancelled. We went to see
That's a
Ariana
shame.
Grande a couple of years ago. I did enjoy that, to be fair, but
We're on the same tour that the shit went down with Harry. No,
it
different
wasn't that
tour.
one, luckily. We went a few years after that.
All right. So one where
I
she.
can't remember when it was.
Yeah.
I think it might. I don't know. Everything's gone into a blur.
It's just
Yeah,
like one
hasn't
long
it?
weekend, mate, isn't it? It really is.
Yeah.
When did it start, all this shit?
What,
Was it 2019?
End of 2019.
End of 2019, beginning of 2020.
February 2020, we went into like full lockdown.
Yeah.
March.
I came out of work in
March, yeah.
1st of April I came out of it. Yeah, that's right, 2020.
Yeah. Yeah, it was literally like 2 weeks before my birthday.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, because we were planning on going away for my birthday.
Yeah.
It didn't happen because we just got locked down. We were like, yeah, well, that's scuppered that plan. So, yeah, we just ended up all working from home and that then, didn't we?
Yeah.
Crap.
How much did that mess your fitness up and strength and stuff like that?
Quite a bit. I still trained all the way throughout. but
Semi-professional, were you allowed?
I want at Sheffield at this point.
Right.
I signed for I think it was the second lockdown, because I was still like, we were sent stuff from FC. I was still there at the time to do at home,
Mm-hmm.
and then eventually they just went, we're not restarting the reserves. So they like basically told us the FaceTime me and was like real like nice about it. They didn't just send me a text like,
Yeah.
you've been sacked. It was like, oh, it's not restarting. I'll help you however we can. They're who sent me the emails to find other people to go to.
And lockdown caused that, do you think?
Yeah, that's what happened,
Wow.
because the full like reserve system, when they just focused on the first team, and then I went to Sheffield from that in the second. I think it was November 2020 that I went to Sheffield. Would that still be in the first lockdown or the second?
I didn't know there was two.
Second
To be
one, I
honest,
think.
Second, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
I think
went-
they just started.
they opened everything up again and then it went back.
Yeah.
didn't it? And then Christmas was fine, and then we went back into
another one
didn't
then. Yeah.
we? Yeah. God, it feels like so
I
long.
know, when you sit and talk about it, it's like crazy.
Yeah.
Because you don't think of it, do you?
No.
And then when you actually converse about it.
Yeah.
It's a bit
Well, they
shit.
keep on going on about that they might be bloody doing it again.
January probably won't it, after
Yeah.
Christmas, but
Yeah, when I was at that fight on Sunday, I spoke to a couple of doormen in a bar, and they said that, and this is in Lincoln, they've been prepped for full lockdown
yeah.
in the 1st of January or the 31st, one or the other. I can't remember the date exactly.
It's going to have to be
That's a
after
full
New
lockdown.
Year, surely.
Yeah, they can't do it before.
They can't do it the 1st either.
I feel like it's going to have to be like halfway through January or something like that, isn't it? Everyone gets ready into the new year and then just bang. It's not a good way to start.
Well,
is it?
they're already saying, is it as of Monday you've got to work from home?
Oh,
If you
really?
can.
Yeah,
I
Yeah.
didn't know that.
yeah.
Yeah.
The restrictions are massive mandatory now.
Yeah.
By the way, mandatory is not law. It's not. So know your rights. Anyway, what else? Yeah, face masks in certain settings like cinemas.
Yeah,
Um,
if it's
work
not
from
a
home if you
food
can.
establishment or a bar or
Yeah,
something
yeah.
like that, then masks are mandatory.
It's crazy the amount of lives it impacted your career.
Mm.
Well, it's potentially made it,
Yeah, I think it's benefited me really.
but it's had an impact.
Yeah,
I was listening to something the other day. In LA, the first lockdown caused 70% of restaurants to shut. Done. 70% of restaurants in LA have gone due to lockdown.
What, like, fully done?
Disappeared, bankrupt, done.
Wow.
That's a lot of people's businesses and lives.
It is, isn't it?
Like, we had Connor on last week. It's like that band. They got a song out, they did one show, and that's
And then
it.
boom, done.
Yeah.
And it's like, but it's nice something positive's come of it, mate.
Yeah,
Something like...
There's a lot of people who have done good things throughout the lockdown, like they've been productive with their time, and there's other people where it's just completely like ruined them, and they've lost a lot of things like businesses, and obviously, like you said, that guy with his band, and it's just luck, isn't it? Really? Like,
No.
Do you not think?
No, not at all. I became unemployed.
Did you?
Yeah, I could have sat at home and cried.
Yeah,
But I didn't.
I did.
I was unemployed
I
for
lost
2
my
weeks.
job.
I was self-employed then.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So I think if you're dull and idle, it could potentially ruin you. But you was doing your workouts at home. I think
It's all about
Yeah.
that mindset.
Yeah, I do think
Everything's mindset.
not all of it. Obviously, if you're running a business, mate, and you
Well, no,
literally
but
can't afford, but I think a lot of it is to do with mindset.
I'm about the get up, the drive to carry on. That's all down to mindset. Obviously, there is other things that come into things in life, but
100%.
yeah, you could have quite easily gone, oh, you know what, it scuppered me, done.
Yeah.
But you didn't. You actively went out and you seeked something else, and it's like you say, it's paid off.
Yeah.
100% paid off.
What do you think would have happened if the lockdown didn't happen? Would you have made a move to Sheffield? Was it on a radar?
No.
Happy at Hull?
I was happy. Excuse me. I was happy at Hull at the time because I was playing reserves and I was playing consistently. But I don't know. I couldn't tell you what would happen. Well, I don't know what I'd be doing now if lockdown didn't happen. It's a difficult thing to think about. Yeah.
So are you in the first team then?
Yeah.
At Sheffield?
Sheffield only has one team at the moment.
Oh,
We just
right.
have the first team and that's it.
Right.
Whether they're going to bring, like, in the future, like a reserves team or something like that in, I don't know. But currently it's just the first
So you
team.
stepped up from a reserve team straight into a full first team member?
Pretty much.
Do you know the lads down there, or did you before moving?
I didn't before moving.
No.
Now I know everyone, and there's quite a few lads from Hull. So
Oh, nice.
it's I think there's about 7 of us. So we have 2 cars that travel. So it's good for car sharing and stuff like that. You're not spending loads of money on petrol a week, but it's good to get to know everyone and
Yeah, it's good.
like I think next week we've got our first like night out, Christmas do, but we haven't had much of that with everything that's happened. So it's good to meet everyone in that social setting rather than just go training and go home.
I can't imagine what a rugby social night would be like.
I can't tell you. I ain't been on many.
I bet often it's like it gets messy, and often it doesn't.
Yeah.
It's gonna go one way or other. It's either it gets
Probably.
ridiculously messy, or people go, oh no, we can't do that. We're not allowed to drink that much. But I think you've got the two. I can't see there being an in between.
No, well, I've not been on many of them because obviously lockdown happened and then now we're here, so I'll find out next week.
Yeah, be interesting to find
Where
out.
are you going?
Extra Time Bar in Sheffield, it's just opened. I think they have something to do with the club. The sponsor on the shirt this year. It's
Yeah,
literally just opened. It's a sports bar. It's really nice.
I can't say I've seen that one about.
I don't know where it is. It has opened like literally a couple of months ago, so it is really new. But it's good. If you're ever around there, hit it up.
Yeah, I'll have to have a look.
Yeah, we'll have to go to the game as well.
Yeah.
See Ryan in action.
Yeah, that'd be good. I say I haven't been to an Eagles game for ages. Like, do they still do kick and catch at half time?
They didn't last year. They might do when it comes back in the Earn Stadium. Cause
Yeah, kick and catch. It's players sign the rugby ball. I've actually got one at my mum and dad's from years and years ago.
Eagles.
Yeah, Sheffield Eagles signed rugby ball. I got about 3 somewhere, and from you go down on. They have all the kids go down onto the pitch at half time, and one of the players kicks rugby balls out that they've all signed, and you have to catch it. And if you catch it, you got to keep it.
Nice. Have you been asked for your signature, Mark?
Once or twice, but I don't have the greatest signature. It's just R. Johnson. I don't have a fancy one, so it doesn't look real good when people ask to see
It must feel nice though.
Yeah.
If somebody wants your actual
yeah,
handwriting.
yeah. It is quite cool.
Yeah.
But I need to work on it, make it a bit better.
Yeah.
A bit more
Make
flair.
it quicker.
Yeah.
So when you're signing loads.
I say I've got programs signed and all sorts from Eagles and that back in day. I've got loads, absolutely loads.
I think it was difficult last year because the fans weren't allowed to interact with the players because you had to keep at a distance. Probably why they didn't do the kick and catch thing, because you weren't allowed on the pitch. There was the RFL had we had to have red badges on, so we were the only ones allowed in that stadium. And then obviously there was different categories of where you can go. So photographers and stuff could only go in the middle area of the pitch, and they couldn't go to the actual pitch. You had to stay at a distance. So it's just all. It was all weird last year.
It's been a bizarre time.
Yeah.
Bizarre.
Still got the silly Sheffield Eagle mascot.
I didn't see it last year.
They can't have got rid of the mascot.
I hope they bring it back next year.
He were brilliant.
Was it an eagle?
Yeah. Used to go bloody. There were. I remember when went to see Sheffield Eagles and is it York City Knights?
Yeah.
Sheffield Eagles, York City Knights, and obviously they've got a night thing, and they were fighting each other and all sorts. It was brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Yeah, there were some right battles, but these two great big bloody. Well, they look like stuffed toys, but obviously they weren't because it's all in them big padded things. Oh, they were proper laying into each other. It was great fun.
Well, I hope they bring it back next year.
Yeah.
I want to see that.
Yeah, I hope so.
Do you still get the sort of the butterflies and
Every game?
Do you really?
Yeah. I think it's worrying if I'm not nervous. I'm nervous every single game that I play, but I think it's just the high expectations.
Is it nerves or is it adrenaline? And
I think it might be a bit of both. I think when I get nervous, I get pumped up for the game because I know I'm ready for it. If I'm nervous, if I feel flat and I don't feel anything at all, I know I'm not ready to play. So when I'm nervous, it means I'm.
It's your passion's there.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good. That's good. That's good. Something to keep hold of.
Yeah, it is, isn't it?
Yeah. Keep hold of that.
Yeah, definitely. Right, now for people that don't know, explain what it's like to get full-on rugby tackled. I've always wanted to, because when you think about it, I've never had someone that big smash into me.
No, it's not nice.
It's just one of them that, it's like saying it's not nice, but in terms of what's it feel like?
Hit by a fucking train.
Yeah, well, there was a stat, we have GPS trackers on, and there was a game where I was watching the other week of some of my friends playing, and they recorded all of this information in his GPS tracker, and they worked out he was in 4 car crashes equivalent of force in that full game. That's how
See, that's what I mean. What's it like? 4 car crashes in one game.
Whether them stats are correct.
What, and these are sensors on the body?
Yeah. It's just
you wear them I call them bra things or whatever.
Yeah.
I
think it works out from so if you're running and then suddenly you stop, it works out the force of how fast you've stopped, and that's the equivalent of being hit by something. So if you're running relatively fast and then all of a sudden you stop, it works out how fast you've been hit to stop that fast at that speed. So when you get hit, you feel the pain, but it's just a blur. Everything goes that fast, you're on the floor. And then you get up and you don't have time to feel the pain of watching.
I bet you feel it next day though.
Oh yeah.
I bet you think, fucking hell.
Sometimes you wake up the next day and you're laying there and then you have to go to work sometimes and you're I don't feel great because we play on Sundays and then work on a Monday. But it's just part of the job really, isn't it? But this year we've got a TV deal with Premier Sports and that's on a Monday night. So getting up Tuesday after working all day Monday, playing on a Monday night, then waking up Tuesday to go to work. That's not really the best.
So they're going to be on. You're going to be able to watch it on telly now.
We've got one game. Up to now, we've got one game on TV, and then the playoffs are on Sky. Whether we make the playoffs, that depends on how we do during the season. But I think the aim is 2 games on Premier Sports a year. So hopefully,
that's all right.
Yeah,
I've got Premier Sports.
Yeah, so it won't be bad if. It'd just be a good experience. I've never been on live TV. I've been on live streams and stuff like that, but I've never been fully live. So it'll be a good experience if I manage to do it this year.
I know years ago they used to go on to the news highlights I don't know if you still get that, but years and years ago, I remember seeing highlights and stuff for Eagles games and things like that, especially like when they were in playoffs and things like that.
Yeah. I think they put some of the highlights on like Sky Sports and BBC, but it's mainly on YouTube now rather than the actual like Sky Sports and stuff like that. Because everything's internet nowadays, isn't it?
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't really watch the highlights because we have to watch the full game ourselves and like edit it and show what we've done in the game and clip it and stuff like that. So
Do you?
yeah.
What you?
So we have like an app where we watch the game and like you click.
Every
a button,
player does this.
Every player, and you click a button and it like cuts like certain parts. So if you did something good or something bad, you put a comment in it and then the coach is commenting on that. So
a resource tool.
Yeah,
sort of.
yeah. Just to like.
And you have to watch every single game.
Every game that you've played in, and then if you haven't played in it, it's if you want to do it, it's up to you. Like review on another player just to improve.
Development, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a good idea.
Very good.
Very good idea. But a bit bloody time consuming.
It is, yeah, because you're not watching 80 minutes, you're stopping, rewinding, and it's quite a lot of time, so it's finding that time to put it aside and go, right, I'm going to do this now. Same with everything. If you push it off, you're not going to do it. If you do it then, you will do, so it's just being effective with your time, really, isn't it?
Yeah, massively. Everything all right? Good.
All good. Just tweaking volume.
Have you got a new sort of setup, haven't we?
Yeah, we're trying it out, see how it goes. I think there's been one or two little crackles and pops, but we'll see.
I'm on about position, really.
I thought you were on about just,
Position of the desk.
nice spanky microphones and that,
Yeah. Going up in the world.
Yeah, slowly but surely. Just got to learn to use it all right. Because I've not really done a full podcast setup like this before. No, not with these mics anyway. I've done it with a other type, but it's always just been one person.
You're doing media studies, you said.
Yeah.
What made you go into that?
I did it at college. I've just always had an interest in like creating video and stuff like that. I really enjoy it. I think there's something about seeing something and then putting it through a camera lens and then onto a screen, because what you see isn't always what you deliver. So
Why videos and not photography then?
I did photography at college as well, and I didn't find the same passion for it. There's something about moving image that's different to still image.
Yeah, I'm like that. I much prefer. I've not a lot of interest in photography at all.
I'd like to do it as a hobby, going around taking photos, but I don't think I could do it as a profession. I think there's something about moving image that like you can do anything you want with it, but with still image, it's just that one picture and then you're done. I know it's not as easy as that, but
Oh no, they're both definitely an art form, and I respect all all the people that do photography and stuff like. Some of the photos that they create are phenomenal.
Oh yeah,
Absolutely phenomenal, and the amount of time it must take to edit to that level, using things like Photoshop and stuff, it's incredible. But I'm like you. There's something about moving image. It's more fascinating.
I feel like I can express myself more with video rather than photography.
Really?
Yeah.
I disagree. Both of you on that one.
Yeah.
It's mine.
It's a personal preference, isn't it?
Yeah. I don't see how you see that from a moving image.
I like telling stories and creating an atmosphere, and creating that.
You're driving a narrative then on that, aren't you?
Yeah.
Where I suppose a still photo, it's up to the eyes of the beholder, isn't it? How they interpret the picture.
Yeah, so I think you can push what you want other people to see in a video more.
Yeah.
And photography's up to what the viewer finds on it, like you said. But I think just combining like the moving image and music and everything into it, you can create like a beautiful story with not a lot, and I just enjoy that part to it.
Yeah. It's the editing. I find it therapeutic.
Yeah.
In many ways.
You always moan at me. Or moan to me, should I say, about editing?
I don't moan. I just say it takes a lot of time.
Right, I'm going to hold you to that one. Next time you say about editing, I'll say it's your therapy.
Yeah, exactly. It is.
Go to your therapy room.
Did I or did I not say to you though? I take Wednesdays off to edit live podcast because it's my time.
Yes, you
for
did.
me, I did.
Yeah.
I did. That's my time for me.
You have Mondays off for golf, which is your time.
Yeah, my time for golf.
You have Fridays off for ale, which is your time. Yeah, 2 days a week, can't fault you.
I wish.
It'd be nice, wouldn't it?
It would be nice. It would.
Yeah, I bet you don't get no spare time, do you?
Not
What do you do? What is your sort of switch off? Forget rugby, forget your media studies, forget your music, that shit. What's your sort of like?
Just films. I watch a lot
Films?
of films, yeah.
Yeah, what's your favourite? Ever? One film for the rest of your life?
That's a difficult choice.
It
There's
is.
so many. I enjoy Baby Driver. That's a really good
Who?
film. Have you not seen Baby Driver?
What the bloody hell's that?
It's Edgar Wright directed it.
Right.
Hot Fuzz and
Yeah.
Shaun of the Dead.
Is it a comedy then?
It is a comedy, but it's like a heist movie. I can't remember what it's called. He's got a ringing in his ear, so he listens to music while he's doing. He's a driver for heist, so he's the getaway driver. He listens to music to help him obviously do what he does. It distracts him from the world. It's just a really interesting film, and he's done it in such a weird way and a different way to what normal films are. That it's just you look at it in a different way. Like with what he's listening to, the world's different. But when he's not listening to the music, everything just feels silent and quiet, and you feel exactly like how he does. And it's just distracting, but it's a great film. I recommend watching it.
Man, I'm going to do that. Baby Driver.
Baby Driver.
It's not often somebody's favourite film is a film you've not. I mean, I'm shit with films. I'm shit with film names. I'm shit with actors.
Yeah.
But it's not often someone mentions their utmost favourite film, something you've never heard of.
It is quite popular, but I think it's not been out. I think it came out 2018, so it's been out a fair amount of time. But compared, if you hadn't seen it in that time, it hadn't been advertised well.
Are you a comedy fan?
Yeah.
Sort of.
I prefer comedies to any other.
Yeah.
I'm big into my Marvel and stuff like that as well.
Yeah.
I watch that. I'm going to Spider-Man next week. Can't wait for that.
See, I've not got into it.
Yeah, Marvel and
I
DC.
I struggle with superhero films.
I like them, but they're not my favourite type of film. I like fantasy films and stuff like that.
I struggle with that as well.
Yeah, see, I love fantasy films and things like that. You like your Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, I like Lord of the Rings.
I've tried 3 times to watch that.
I love
3
it.
times.
I love
I've
it.
not even got past first one. I
Oh,
can't.
no.
I fall
I love
asleep.
Lord of the Rings.
There's a lot of Norse mythology in that, apparently.
Yeah.
A hell of a lot of Norse.
You've got
influence.
The Hobbit,
Yeah.
which come on obviously after that. I like things like a really old one, Dragonheart, if you've ever seen that.
I've never seen that.
That's
no.
a really good film. Really good film. It's Sean Connery does the voice of a dragon, and it's about a young lad that he suffers a stab wound,
Yeah.
and this dragon gives him half of his heart to keep him alive because he's the heir to the throne.
Yeah.
And he ends up turning into a bit of an arsehole. So they end up having to fight against him and try and kill him. But in killing him, it's going to kill the dragon.
Yeah.
So yeah, that kind of a thing. It's a good film.
Yeah.
You can tell it's old. I think it was released in late 90s or something like that.
Oh, I thought he was going back to 70s when you said old.
No, yeah. All right, I would be older.
That's what I mean. I had a fantasy in my head of 70s.
No.
Production or CGI or what they could do in the 70s.
No, it's a good film. It's a good film. First Night, that were always good. I like a lot of medieval kind of stuff
Yeah.
as well.
See, I like medieval and fantasy stuff, but not in films. The video games I prefer. Like I play Skyrim and stuff like that. And,
Yeah.
You played Valhalla?
I haven't yet. I want to.
Top game.
I quite like Vikings and
Top
Norse
game, mate.
mythology, stuff like that. But I haven't played Assassin's Creed for a while. I think the last one I played was Black Flag, but that was a great game, the pirate
I
one.
think I only played Valhalla. No, I've played another one. I can't remember what it is. Assassin's Creed.
I don't know. I'm out of all games.
How would you describe Assassin's Creed? Is it a free roaming game?
Yeah, like free running.
Mate, Valhalla
Stab
is
people.
amazing. Have you seen the show Vikings?
Yeah.
The TV show. I don't know how true it is. I saw a clip on YouTube. Well, it must be. I don't know. I don't know what's true and what's not nowadays when you make videos. But there's a part in the game where your character can go to where Ragnar was killed.
Mm.
Do you know about that?
Yeah.
But if you go down in the pit at a certain time or something, the ghost of Ragnar appears.
Oh really?
Yeah, I'd like to see if I can do that.
Yeah.
That'd be pretty cool. That would.
I think the last Norse mythology game I played was God of War. You played that?
Yes,
that's the other one.
An incredible
Sorry.
game.
The original God of War, the first one.
No, I played the 2018 version.
Ah, see, I
with
was,
his son and
Yeah. I love.
that's not Norse based though, is it?
That one is. He's not. It's in.
Kratos.
yeah.
Yeah. You're in. No, is it?
No.
Oh yeah, it is. Yeah, Thor. You're fighting Thor in that one.
First one.
And
were all-
Odin. in the most recent one. Then they bring Ragnarok out next year.
Yes. Yeah.
Because you fight. There's the wild snake and stuff like that, and then you go to Jotunheim and Midgard and where else do you go in it? Niflheim.
Yeah.
You go to them places in that one. That is nuts, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. No, the one I played with his son, you're against Poseidon, like the Greek.
Yeah.
Sort of Zeus you fight.
Was that the second one?
That might be, yeah.
PlayStation 2, God of War 2.
No, it's PS4.
Oh, we're at PS4. Oh, no, it went second one then, because God of War and God of War 2, they were PlayStation 2.
Mm.
And
No, it's PS4.
that was when that might have been the third one then. Because I don't think they released one for PS3.
No.
Yeah, Ragnarok. I'm looking forward to Ragnarok.
Yeah.
You're looking forward to Ragnarok. You wouldn't look forward to it if you knew what Ragnarok was.
No.
It's the end of the world.
Yeah, I don't want that to happen, not yet. I'm not ready for that.
Oh, it's the end of the gods, isn't it?
Yeah.
Ragnarok.
But,
That's it.
I did enjoy that game. That was a really good game.
Mm.
No, I stopped playing games when it got to PlayStation 2 and Xbox 360. They were the last two consoles I had.
Yeah.
I just haven't had time since. It's not that I don't like it. I'd love to get, play games and stuff again, but it's...
I've just started
Time.
playing Formula 1.
Yeah.
2021.
I've never been into driving games massively.
Oh, I thought that's always been my bag, that has.
Grand Theft Auto,
Yeah.
Gran Turismo.
Gran Turismo.
Gran Turismo, what a game.
Dirt Rally.
Yeah,
The original Dirt Rally games.
So I've never
Mind you,
played.
you're 21, mate.
Yeah.
Fuck me.
I know. Makes you feel old,
I'm
doesn't it?
37.
It makes you feel old.
Yeah. 16 years difference. So when I was 16 playing Dirt Rally, he was not even born.
No.
Wow.
Yeah.
See, I think my first console
Yeah, what was it?
was the Xbox 360, so your last one. So that's
Wow.
Wow.
That's good.
Modern Warfare 2.
What you got now?
PS5.
PS5.
Yeah. That's what I play. But I've always been Xbox, and then this year I just decided to switch.
Good
up.
lad.
Yeah.
Are you a Call of Duty fan?
I am. I play it a lot, but I don't play that on PlayStation. I play it on PC.
Yeah.
So I think at the newest one, is it Vanguard?
Yeah, I downloaded the beta for that,
Mm.
and now I think it's better than Modern Warfare. But
Yeah, you see, the best ever war game ever created were Medal of Honor Rising Sun.
it was good.
That was epic.
I never played.
But
it.
you haven't played for 10 years, mate, so you're not really want to comment on this here.
I can have an opinion.
Black Ops 4.
Yeah, I did like that.
I loved Black Ops 4. Who was your main character in that?
I can't remember. I played it.
Oh,
ages
can't you?
ago.
You played Black Ops 4?
No, but I played Black Ops.
I think you have played Black Ops 4 with Nicky.
Oh, we're Nicky that one.
On the multiplayer character.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't. The one with the sticks, the gravity sticks.
The one where I never won a single game.
Yeah. That's
Yeah, that's the one.
That one.
No, the gravity sticks was. I was talk. I was in behind the barricade, too
Yeah.
scared to do anything.
I can't remember.
Oh no, I can't. It's going to bug me. Ajax? No, not Ajax. He's a guy with a shield.
Yeah. I can't remember.
But anyway, yeah, I got onto that Formula 1 after watching the Netflix series.
Hmm.
Have you seen that?
I haven't.
Drive to Survive.
No.
I've
Please
seen it
watch it.
advertised, but I've never.
Just last thing we watched on Netflix, well, I watched some of it, Nat watched it, it was the 8,000 plus peaks in 6 months, 6 days.
Yeah.
Yeah, that documentary thing on there.
Yeah.
I only caught half of it, but
I fell asleep.
fucking hell.
Yeah, he was doing 14
14
The 14
the 14 highest peaks.
above 8,000
Yeah.
feet,
8,000 metres.
8,000 metres in what?
The world record was 7 years something to
He's
do
doing
all
it in-
14, and he did it in 6 months and 6 days.
Was it months?
Yes. He did it in 6 months and 6
Yeah.
days.
6 months, 14 highest. What? Yeah, the
Yeah.
highest peaks.
Some effort there.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Honestly, I was sat there watching it and I was literally like, fucking hell.
It's good. I think it's great that these. Is it Nepalese?
Yeah. With it,
People from Nepal.
Sherpas and stuff.
Is it Nepal? Yeah, all the Sherpas, aren't they, for Everest and stuff like that. And the endurance on these guys. I know we talk about rugby players, but these.
You couldn't imagine their legs.
No.
No,
They'd be like freaking steel.
but they're not. They're so slim and nimble.
Well, yeah, they've got to be slim to be able to, I'm assuming, move and be able to
I
pull
don't
the body
know.
weight up
Yeah.
there. But they've got the
still-
muscles got to be dense and
But I don't
strong
think these
and-
guys, though, as a culture and as a community, get the respect they deserve.
No,
It's always,
not all.
you're looking at primarily white people stood showing off on top of Everest.
Mm.
It's like, if it wasn't for these guys, you wouldn't have
be
a
there.
chance. So it's nice that these are in the spotlight doing
It's
what
the
they're doing.
Sherpas and stuff like that, the Nepalese that go up, like Everest, for example, and they put all the stuff in place, so they climb it without any safety.
Yeah.
Really, they have to set their own safety up as they go, and then when people like any of the random person go then on holiday to go and that have spent 15 grand to go up Everest or whatever, they follow the same route that they've laid out and use all the bloody safety clips and that they've put in.
That's what the Sherpas get paid for, don't it?
Yeah.
But apparently at the start of that, I missed the end of it.
I watched the end.
Yeah,
missed the
we're all right
start.
between us then.
Yeah, we've seen it all between.
But this guy was like, he was a bit pissed off that how much these travel companies or how little they pay the Sherpas for doing what they do. So he's like, I'm going to go, I'm from this part of town, I'm going to make sure everyone gets paid well. And it was nice to see that, you know what I mean? The community sticking together and not being governed by money, so to speak. Yeah, that was good. No, but that Formula One, are you interested in Formula One?
Do you watch it occasionally? Like when it's on?
Fell out of love with it, I did.
you?
Yeah, massively.
It's never been something I've been into at all, Formula One.
Watch Drive to Survive. I've priced up tickets for Silverstone. I've downloaded the F1 2021 game. She's into it. Son's into it.
I've been told it's good.
It's
I've been told it's good.
But it's not just racing. You don't realise what goes on behind the scenes. You have no idea.
The thing I like about F1, and it's the most fascinating thing in the world, is them in the pits.
Yeah.
That's the bit that I'd watch it for. If I was ever going to watch F1, I'd just want a camera and sit and watch the pits.
No, watch it for the owners. Watch it for the team directors. They're fantastic, mate. So it's no holds barred. It really is deep. And when rivalries start, do you know when like one teammate's in front and the other one is like, no, pull over to let him pass? No. What do you mean no? You're going at 200 miles an hour, you can't joke and shit like this. Oh, but this tragedy, mate. This guy, I can't remember his name. That's going to bug me. But it ended up going off. The car split in half going through a barricade. And it was on fire. The whole car was on fire. I think he was on fire for 4-5 minutes. And it was like everything was just engulfed in orange. He couldn't see anything. I'm dying. Basically, I'm here to die. And then he was like, he just saw his kids appear in the car. And that was his cue to like, get the fuck out of here now. It's deep, mate. But you're coming up to the fire, obviously.
Is it a documentary?
Yes.
A documentary series?
Yes.
Right, okay.
It's really good, but you get to know this guy. You see interviews with this guy, like, what got you to Formula One? And how do you, my kids are my driving force now, do you know what I mean, etc. And 2 minutes later, you see him in this burning inferno. It's just, do you know what I mean? And then you're like, fuck, I've made a relationship with this guy through the camera. I don't want him to die.
Yeah.
And it's really, really good.
I think that's probably the best thing about documentary, because like this podcast, you get to look at someone else's life through their perspective, and you create a bond with them. You feel like you're living their life for that hour and a half, 2 hours.
I'm just nosy.
Yeah.
To be honest with you. No, but it's good. We try not to, with the guests, obviously, you come on primarily to speak about your rugby. But like Connor, he was very appreciative, wasn't he, of the last one. It's like, we want to know you Ryan, not just rugby player Ryan. Do you know what I mean? What film you into? What music you into? What drives you? You know, all that sort of stuff. So hopefully it's not coming too boring for people, because no doubt you're going to get busy with the interviews in the future.
I've enjoyed it. Looking into everyone's lives is interesting, like what interests them, what fuels them, and what they do in the spare time.
Exactly.
You don't get to look at it often, and you realise like sometimes you have similarities with other people, and it shows what pushes them and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So it is interesting.
Because Ryan was part of our Peaky Blinders team.
Yes, he was, yeah.
I know I mentioned it a few times in the podcast. Again, as today I was thinking, like, are we going to do it again 2022? But with lockdown looming in January, we don't know what's what.
Until I know 100% that we've got a free run, I can't start it back up again.
That took a lot of time.
Yeah.
That was an horrendous amount of time, planning, prepping. And we didn't even do a climb together.
No.
Not a proper one. We only
went to Pen Again. Sorry, went to Pen Again. Some of us made that.
Yeah. But yeah, I'd like to do it. I want to do it, and it will happen at some point, but it's the when, innit?
Yeah.
That's the thing, it's the when.
Yeah. It'll be good. It'll be good.
Yeah. It is on my bucket list to do the
Three
national
Peaks.
3 Peaks. I've done the Yorkshire 3 Peaks.
Yeah, I've done Yorkshire.
No, I enjoyed that, but I want to.
I felt like I was dying by the end of it, but I enjoyed it.
See, I wasn't too bad, but I did it with my parents, and I'd like run ahead, sit down for 45 minutes to wait for them to catch up and rest, and then they'd get to me. I'm like, right, we're going, and they'd be dying. So I was resting, they were, but I wasn't too bad at the end. It is fun to do though, because it's something different, and the views that you get when you're at the top, there's nothing compares to it, does it?
No. I remember when I went, and I wish I took a camera. I really, really did wish I took a camera. But we did Penny Gent, Whernside, and by the time we got to the bottom of Penny Gent when we did it, it started raining. It pissed it down the entire time, all the way up Whernside, all the way down the other side, until we got to the bottom of Ingleborough when it finally cleared up. And literally, when we got to the top of Ingleborough, and you look down at Orton in Ribblesdale down below, it was literally like a perfect ring of clouds like that, with sun beaming down on that one village. It was absolutely beautiful to see it, and you're just like, wow. And it was on that little bit, because to get to the final peak, if you do it that way, there's like a bit where you've got to either wait for someone to come round, or you've got, it's only like a narrow little bit that you walk round. And it was literally just as we walked round there, and I turned round to see if there were anyone behind me, like, who were following, and I just saw it. Then I thought, fucking hell, that's beautiful. Made the entire trip worth everything.
Yeah.
And I remember that until the day I died. Just that one image, and I thought, fucking hell.
It's crazy, isn't it? How a view can move you.
Yeah.
You're absolutely knackered. You've been walking for so many hours.
Oh, yeah.
And then it's just like, you forget about everything with one view, don't you?
Yeah. Everything just went, and I just stood there for probably about a minute and just watched it.
I feel sorry for people that don't get that.
Yeah, it's sad, isn't it?
Do you know what I mean?
And then they don't know what they're missing, do they? There's no...
Yeah.
Well, they've got eyes.
Yeah.
It's like, how can you not process it the same as like us three do?
Yeah.
It's bizarre. It's bizarre.
It's one of the main reasons why I like going walking. It's for the scenery and the views and the, especially when you're going out in like Yorkshire Dales or Lake District or Peak District or somewhere like that.
Yeah.
It's for the scenery and the views. I don't go for anything else.
No.
It's not a fitness thing. It's not a, I go because there's nowhere else like it. Nowhere. I mean, you can go all over the globe, and granted, everywhere else there's always nice views everywhere you go.
Yeah.
But this is our nice views.
Yeah.
As a nation, as a country, there are views.
I think
you've
there's
got
so much in the UK.
There's loads. Absolutely loads.
Yeah.
You've just got to be prepared to go out and find it.
Yeah.
You need an adventure. Life should be an adventure.
Yeah.
Because we were talking about before we started about me going running in Hull. Like, it's not very scenic.
I was just thinking about that.
When you explore further, there's a lot more to see than just your streets that you run around every day.
Yeah, massively. Massively. I think COVID, the whole pandemic or the shit show that we've been in, I think that's sort of...
Shit show.
Isn't it? I think that's sort of highlighted it to some people, like the whole staycation thing. A lot more people are obviously travelling and exploring and whatnot. It's had a negative effect on some trail paths and like Peak District there, we got shut down for a bit, didn't they?
Yeah.
No walkers allowed on certain edges, and wildfires and not wildfires. Fires started by barbecues and like jazz. It was horrendous. Anything else?
No, I think that's about it, isn't it? Yeah, I reckon so.
Okay.
Right, so that's the end of it. So, Ryan, if people want to follow you or Sheffield Eagles or anything like that, whereabouts can they find you? What social platforms?
I use everything: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter.
So you're a social whore.
Yeah, Sheffield are exactly the same. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Just following everything. Try and push the club for the next few years, because the more people that get involved, the more people that view things, the better it will be for them.
But if you can get whoever runs the Sheffield Eagles page to like our live podcast page, feel free to put events on there and whatnot. It's another platform for those guys to
more eyes to see.
Yeah.
Will do.
What about yourself?
Follow me on Instagram at stevepollard18 and I think he's showing off the new hoodies, can't
Oh yeah, new hoodies. Here we go.
Go on.
Look at that, Can you see it?
That'll do.
Yeah.
That'll do. Got these for the gig tomorrow night.
Yeah, we have. That'll be interesting, that tomorrow night. I'm looking forward to it. I really am looking forward to it. And if you want to follow myself, I'm on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, and YouTube.
You're on more than me.
I have to be for business. So yeah, that's it.
Again, thank you very much, mate, for making the trip down. Yeah, I've enjoyed it. I appreciate your time. Your busy schedule.
Yeah.
I wish you all the best for your career.
An hour and 20 minutes, mate. You've done an hour and 20 minutes.
Don't feel it was like 20.
Yeah. Goes quick, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's good.
All right. Lovely stuff. See you soon.